Hey neighbors, Chris here, your neighborhood mechanic. I just want to give you a couple of just really quick tips to help you kind of protect your sprinkler system against the upcoming freeze that we're going to have possibly on Monday night. It's not a hard freeze, so you don't have to do a whole lot. You don't have to worry about getting it blown out in case you can't get that guy scheduled to come out before then, but this will help protect that backflow valve, which could freeze, and you wouldn't want it to happen. So let's walk through the steps. You just need a couple of tools. You just need a simple flathead screwdriver and then also a bucket to catch some water in your basement when we get there. With that, it's just really a couple of quick steps. The first thing we're going to do is turn the sprinkler off, both the power controller and the water, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to just drain the backflow valve. And that's pretty much it. So let's get to it. So as you guessed, the first step is pretty easy. Just turn this guy to off. So here's my water supply. It's down in the basement. You basically notice that I've got the main feed line for the house, which is the vertical line here, and then I've got this T coming off at a 90. This is the sprinkler line. So this is the one that we want to turn off. It's typically also identified. You've got this little funky looking thing on here. This is a water hammer arrestor. So this will help you identify that. So just go ahead and grab the valve and turn it 90 degrees into the off position, and that's all we're going to do right now, but we'll be back here. So put your bucket here because this is where you're going to need it. So this thing is the backflow valve. It's generally located on the side of your house. You've got usually like a gas line, or in our case we've got the AC units down here, but that's what it looks like, and that's what you're looking for. And all we're going to do is we're going to open these two bleed valves right here. That's why you have the screwdriver, and then we're going to drain this line, which is the feed line for the sprinkler, first, and then we'll drain this line, which is the supply line coming from the basement. So let's start with opening the bleed valves. So you're just going to give these guys a quarter turn. Let me zoom in here. And you're just going to turn it like that, and you'll get a little bit of water because there's pressure in there. And you do the top one first, and then you come down to the bottom one, and you do the same thing. And then we're going to leave those like that for right now. So next you got to find your sprinkler box or boxes. In our case we've got two because we had a different landscaper do our backyard, but just these green boxes that are floating around your yard. It's generally pretty close to the backflow valve, so it's not going to be far from there. And all you're going to do is you're going to open this thing up. Just find the side that says lift here and pull it up. Now don't go sticking your hand in there right away. Take your screwdriver and whisk it around, because spiders like to live down in here. So I've got a few spider webs. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to open this valve right here. This is a drain / bleed valve for the system. So you should have one of these in each of the boxes that you have. And then that's it. So let's just go ahead and do that. So there we've got water flowing out. And then what we're also going to do now is we're going to go to the other box and do the exact same thing. Here's my other box. It just has two valves. Clean out any spider webs and open that guy up. Okay, so we're back at the backflow valve. So we're draining this line right here. So now we want to start draining this line. So you should find at the bottom this little cap right here. It's generally located right at the bottom of this vertical line. So just go ahead and take this off, but don't lose it. What I normally do is I set it on the top of the backflow valve right there, because we'll be back here. Alright, so we're back down at the water supply. So this is where you need your bucket. You don't need your bucket, but it just helps to catch some of the water we're going to drain out. What I do is I just normally hang mine off of the valve so it hangs just below another one of these little caps. So you're looking for this little cap. It could be on the top or the bottom of your valve depending upon who installed it. And again, all you're going to do is we're just going to take this little cap off. Now, if you forgot to do all those steps outside, this thing will spray you. But since we've already released the pressure, it is going to spray a little bit, but then it's just going to start draining. And then I just push the bucket and hold it in so that I can catch as much water as I can. And we are going to stay down here until this one actually stops draining. So the other ones we can walk away while they're draining, but this one we're going to stay down here until we stop getting a flow of water out of that vent. Okay, so Water's pretty much stopped here. One thing I want to mention is do not turn this with this cap off right here. If you turn this, you will get a little mini geyser in your basement. So make sure that you don't accidentally turn this valve when you've got this cap off. So now that it's stopped, go ahead and put the cap back on and give that a tighten down. And then, so that's it down here. We're done down here, so you can dump your bucket of water and then we'll head back outside. Okay, so we're back at the valve box, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna close those valves that we opened. So we just wanna turn that back so that it's closed. And then we're also gonna go do that on the other valve box if you've got it. Now we're at the last step. We're back at the backflow valve. This cap that I reminded you not to lose, we're gonna go ahead and put that back on. And then best practice is to just turn these guys to about a 45-degree angle. So we do that on both those, and then also these little bleed valves here, just kind of park those at a 45-degree angle. And that's it. Backflow valve is now drained, so you don't have to worry about this freezing, and you should be good to go until you can get the system blown out.